It is 31st of October 1994 when the American Eagle flight 4184 was scheduled from Indianapolis to Chicago in Illinois. Nobody knew at that time that this flight will never make it to Chicago. Today we are going to talk about this flight, and I will give everything you need to know about it. The aircraft was new ATR 72-1200 with registration November 401 Alpha Micah. It was produced few months before the crash and it flew only for 1600 hours. It was actually borrowed and operated by Simmons Airlines. Aircraft departed from Indianapolis airport at 5 minutes to 3 o'clock. The initial climb for pilots was 1600 feet. The weather at the airport at the time was pretty alright. However, there were some heavy clouds noticed a couple nautical miles north from the airport, which ATR had to go through. After the takeoff, crew followed the vectors as given. They have set the altitude to 16,300 feet above the ground. They didn't know that after passing 1,200 feet, they are going to encounter some icing, as well as clouds and winds. Crew did what they could. They turned on the icing and started descending to 8,000 feet. They didn't know by that the time the aircraft was already covered in ice. ATRs do not have a full ice protection on wings, and in some extreme situations or examples as shown here, the ice can be already on wings when the system detects ice. Crew thought that there is probably 20% less ice than it was in reality. Crew followed standard procedures while descending. For example, they raised the flaps, which they have been flying on for a couple minutes. Flaps are sometimes used in ATRs during icing for better angle of attack, so ice can just fall off the wing. Well, this wasn't the case in this situation, and blocking the flaps started destroying the hydraulics and fluids inside the wings.
Sink rate 500. Sink rate 200. 10.
American Eagle 4184 crashed 45 minutes after departure, killing all 68 people on board. No one had a chance to survive such an impact with ground. The official cause of crash was icing on wings. Aircraft lost its entire stability and started rolling right. Pilots could do nothing about it, and they tried to do best what they could. All airlines put their ATRs more to the south, especially to Caribbeans, afraid of using those in icy conditions. Few years later, in the newer versions of ATRs, the ATR fixed the problem by adding more anti-icing devices. As of now, ATRs are fully capable of dealing in icy conditions. This crash shows how important it is to keep your eye as the temperature gauges all the time. Ice is very deadly, and we shall learn from our mistakes in the past.